Charles Ingram, are you ready to play? This is
rate of 182. Best time for him to shine as bright as he can. Can there be a twist in the tail?
Good bowling from Shoaib Malik. Employing his experience. Saw the batsman coming down, bowled it wide and pulled the length back. Hence induced an edge and was well taken by Shinwari.
Yes, saw him coming. Banko Rajapaksa just used his feet a little too early. And Malik fired it shorter, wider, and he also got some turn. Can be dangerous, Azam Khan, but the Stallions have still not introduced their trump card in one in the Hasaranga. Look at that strike rate. He can do some serious damage. Shinwari is not been introduced yet.
What we've seen from Azam Khan is not instinctive type play. He's a natural boundary hitter. Does the pressure make him change his approach? That's the big question.
And Shoaib Malik is aware of that. The last delivery, he fired it in, right in the block hole.
Doesn't change his approach. Typically aggressive. As you saw from that shot, using his feet, aiming to hit down the ground. 9 overs gone, 65 for 4.
Distinguished guests who've supported this tournament, and their support has helped it happen in difficult situations, difficult times, I should say. the Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, and of course his son, the Honourable Sports Minister Nama Rajapaksa, without whose support this tournament would not have happened. And those are the positives you like, and you need everyone's support. And cricket, and everyone should be thankful that that support is coming in abundance. Here's Usman Khan Shinwari for the first time today. I like the way he runs in, gallops in really.
I like to echo similar sentiments. Russell, they've done a fantastic job in hosting this wonderful tournament. Has put Sri Lanka on the global stage in terms of sport. That's the perfect respite for the challenges of COVID-19. I'm sure many Sri Lankans are quite proud of what they've seen on television in relation to this tournament.
It's all about taking initiative, and things will follow. Eyeballs getting involved.
Well, LPL 2 not too far away. Scheduled for July, August. And that should be bigger and better. Chipped over, gets it over. Just enough, and it'll run away. My 11 circle champion shot. Azam Khan likes to hit the top of mid-off. We've seen that many times.
He didn't middle it. Just chipped the ball over mid-off with a good result. Nicely bowled though.
Still a messy position to be in. The score 69 for 4.
All right, Russell, I know that was your ODI number. It's a number that you're familiar with.
Is that all you know?
69, that is.
He has played too much of Tambola. He likes that topsy-turvy, don't you, Russell? Oh, shot! What a shot! A shot on jab, disappeared.
Shinwari under pressure. Stand and deliver, quick wrists. This is very good from Azam Khan. Well, they held him back, but he's not holding back. Just picks that up.
Minimal effort, efficiency with the swing. Picked the length up quite early. Didn't commit himself too early on that front foot, which allowed the room to access the ball through the onside. Absolutely beautiful.
Manindu Hasaranga being introduced won't be too far away. That will be a great battle. I'd like to go a step further in thanking even the military, the health officials. Leg side-ish, but they're asking the question. Palle Guruge not moved, did look leg side-ish.
Well, the captain is tempted to review it, asking for help, asking the wicketkeeper, should I or should I not?
Time's up. Oh, he's asked for it. On the stroke of our timer turning 0. And yes, he's been informed. He will check with the third umpire if it was on time. So he said that it's too late. Sri Lanka cricket, IPG, the players, everyone involved, if you missed anyone. Toe first, but was the line right?
Touch and go. Yeah, toe first.
I don't think it hit the bat at all. I think the bat hit the pad. But the question mark was the line. But it did look leg side-ish. 76 for 3, the Jaffna Stallions at this particular stage. So the Gladiators have clawed themselves back in.
Don't rule them out. Gladiators still fighting. Skyer, fielder convenes and takes it. Shoaib Malik completing the catch. And another one down.
46 with the bat. Shoaib Malik chipped in with a wicket, and now a catch. This is his second.
Shinwari too quick. Cramped Shahan Jayasuriya. That's all right. First point of impact. There's something behind the line. Jayasuriya, 25 balls for his 15. Sometimes you might think, get another man in. Gladiators have lost another. 15 to Jayasuriya, 76 for 5.
One of the most exciting all-rounders in this tournament. Local boy, Dhananjaya Lakshan, loves a challenge. That's the way he's played. He's played with a big heart, played the game in the right spirit, and he's been successful for his side.
We've taken note of him. With ball, with bat. The Gladiators have sent him in earlier. He's got a promotion. Growing in stature. Last ball of the 10th. Gets it through. Usman Khan Shinwari bending his back. 10 gone, 76 for 5.
Boy. Iya. Majak sini.
A distinguished guest. We got the Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, his wife, Mrs. Shiranti Rajapaksa, and of course the board president, Shamma Silva, and Mr. Krishanta Kapua. They're all very well known personalities in the cricketing circles.
There's nothing in this game really. Let's look at that. The score comparison. Yes, the wickets. The Jaffna Stallions are 2 wickets better off at this stage. Here we go. Here's the star, Hasaranga.
He's going to be the key as far as I'm concerned, this battle, because the Jaffna Stallions have unleashed him always at critical times. He's bowling the 11th over and he has 4 overs out of the 10.
He gets a good percentage of his wickets with the wrong one. The guys can't pick his wrong one. That's one of the important things about Hasaranga. We showed a split screen before where he doesn't give too much away when he does ball that wrong one. The top edge into the grill of the helmet.
He's been brilliant. He's been very, very impressive the way he's bowled.
He's a very intelligent bowler. In the last game, semi-finals, when there was dew around, he was relying on googlies. And tonight, he's bowling his leg spinners.
The other thing about him in this situation is he buzzes. He gets through these overs very quickly. Suddenly the batsman looks at the scoreboard and there's overs gone very smartly. Here's a look at a chat from Shoaib Malik between overs, suggesting about Hasaranga, get him into the game, and that's exactly what's happened.
Just a bit of drift down the leg side for Dhananjaya Lakshan, slightly off target. He was quick to pounce on it. The Galle Gladiators, they need every possible run here. 80 for 5. They now need 109 of 55 balls. Punch down the ground. Will that go all the way? It does. Back-to-back boundaries to end the over. That's a good finish for the Galle Gladiators. It's 84 for 5. Bengal Gladiators have been impressive. Dhananjay De Silva, who bowled a bit of seam and off break, has already finished his 4 overs, 1 for 31. Few overs left for the others.
Just looking at that batting card, no one really grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck as far as the Stallions are concerned. Yes, they got that big total of 188 for 6. The Gladiators need to go now 105 from 54 balls. This helps. These boundaries, 2 boundaries for the last couple of balls, this helps a lot. And they need one of their batsmen to really kick on and get a big total. Not just a 40 or a 30 and get out, get a big total. Go past that. Get a 60, 70, maybe even more if possible. I guess a 60 is probably what they require. Someone needs to grab this game. Azam Khan's been in good nick.
Safely over the top. Has it gone all the way? It has. He can hit that ball really hard. Timing was perfect. It wasn't the easiest shot. Gave himself a little bit of room and went over extra cover.
Last delivery of his last over was a bouncer. Usman Chanwari, and went up to the batsman and told him something. And here is the reply. A strong one.
That's a wonderful way to start the over. So they need to go at 11 runs and over. That's the required rate from here. Original rate required was 9.5, so it's just ballooned a little bit. They haven't got too many batsmen left, so it is going to be down to these 2 guys to make sure they steer this ship as deep as they possibly can, as strong in the current they possibly can. Lakshan, by the way, got those winning runs in the last semi-final. Don't forget that, knock a 31 not out.
He just falls short of the man coming in from deep mid-wicket.
You're talking about Lakshan. He's growing in stature. Young at this level. He's oozing in confidence now, Lakshan. And it's showing in his cricket. He's batting confidently. He's been amongst wickets. It must be the find of the tournament as far as emerging players are concerned.
There are 2 future stars of Sri Lanka and Pakistan batting together. Azam Khan's done very well. He's really hit some powerful knocks. Dhananjay Lakshan has been good as well.
Instinctive player, Azam Khan. You know, if he goes on to represent Pakistan, he has to improve his game. There is a thing called for batsmen scoring singles. Runs can be scored with alacrity rather than trying to hit the ball out of the park every time you face a ball.
I'll tell you one thing I enjoyed about him as we look at the work that he's done throughout this series, just shy of the 200 mark by 1 now. I've liked his personality. We've got to know him a bit, which is good. He hasn't been afraid of getting in front of the camera. We had a piece with him before the game started in the build-up, where he interviewed some of his teammates. As look at the work that Azam Khan has done against spin. The red balls, the pulsing red balls are the boundaries, so those strike rates are really good. 197. And there's the scoring areas. Of course, leg side is where he chooses to go, but he's also very strong, as we saw earlier in this innings today, down the long off region. A beautiful shot down long off for 4. So we've seen him play, and we've got to know him as a person as well, and he's got a terrific personality. Enjoys the game.
This time, dropped. Charita Salanka, the man on the square leg boundary. Azam Khan just looking to chip it over square leg, just got it wrong. Very lucky.
The angle almost worked. Usman Chanwari decided to go around the stumps, and I thought the fielder misjudged it. First he ran back, then realized that he has to come forward. It was too late.
I bet he wasn't happy. Yep, I knew he wouldn't be happy. He bowls with a heart on his sleeve, the Chanwari. He's a wholehearted performer.
Right, the equation now 96 of 50 balls, which is just over 11.5 runs and over. 5 wickets standing for Galle. That's the key. That is indeed the key, because the partnerships from here, this partnership promising 17 of 11, but still a lot of work to be done. You spoke about Shinwari. He is a wholehearted cricketer.
Yeah, I like him. He bustles in. He's done sterling work in the power play too for the Stallions when he's bowled. So he's someone who really gets stuck in, which is nice to see. Obviously got good support from his teammates and well liked by his teammates, because they give him as much encouragement as possible. I mean, something out of the ordinary has got to happen here for the Gladiators. But we've seen too much T20 cricket around the place over the last little while. And we've got to think back of the last semi-final when the Gladiators play, that some strange things can happen. When they got up in that semi-final, it was an amazing performance from them when Lakshan hit the winning runs coming from behind. He's got a job to do again today.
They certainly found it hard in the last game. They found success with a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work. Just got over the line in that last game.
How enjoyable has this been? This Lanka Premier League, I think, has been terrific. I've been involved in quite a few of these franchise tournaments, and I think this has been really special. I think the talent on show has been great. The conditions have been outstanding. Pitches have been magnificent, and they've tested all the players. I think it's been really, really impressive.
Taken, big nick. Dhananjay Lakshan goes. That's another one. He's not happy. And does that surprise you? Really flashed hard. Big nick. Shinwari, the wicket taker.
Yeah, back of the length, working for Usman Shinwari. Second time he has struck. You just cannot keep him out of the game. He's such a talent. Lakshan will be disappointed, contributing only 9, and now it's 93 for 6.
Keep the pressure, guys.
Sahana Rachige. It's early days in his career, but the strike rate is decent. The average is all right. 150, 630s. Vanidu Hasaranga. Over number 13. That's the googly, swung away on the leg side. So Azam Khan will have to do a lot of work here.
All hopes on Azam Khan now. If you're a Galle Gladiator fan, he's been tremendous, terrific. Both the line runs, always looking to bowl wicket to wicket.
I mean, that shows his leg spinner. He's got a terrific googly, and he's also got the flipper. We saw him pick up a wicket in one of the games with the flipper, which was just absolutely magnificent. LBW. He's a real talent. Turns the ball a good distance too, both ways. He will be aware that there's a couple of things he needs to work on, but that's fine. I mean, he's young. He'll be happy to do it. Here's a look at the dismissal. Thick outside edge. And disappointment there for Lakshan.
The Galle Gladiators have lost too many wickets close to each other. And Shinwari again just getting that important wicket. Lakshan, who was the winner, match winner and the man of the match in the semi-final, he was giving himself room, looking for that slash. And a bit of extra bounce accounting for that wicket.
The challenge now is for Azam Ali to be on strike all the time, or as much as possible. That's the challenge. So he's got to hit Azam Khan, sorry. So he's got to try and hit boundaries, or get twos or dot balls. Singles are not going to help too much because end result is the over's not going to be considerable in the end.
Quite a bit of new talent has been unearthed in this My 11 circle, Lanka Premier League. And for me, he's one of them. Sahanara Chige. He's a dependable bowler. Looks a good batsman too. And of 13, it's 96 for 6.
So double Viking winning the Cycle Pure Fair Play Award. Consolation win for them, losing out in the semi-final. So Olivier for his first ball. Azam Khan on strike. He's got his field well set. He knows the areas that Azam Khan's good at. He plays the pull. Tends to go through mid-wicket. We showed you his scoring areas. So the mid-wicket, long on, square leg is taken care of.
That's what you have to do as a bowler, cramp him. Just don't allow him to free his arms. He's been quite efficient in this Lanka Premier League. He's contributed in difficult times for his side. All affair.
He's been interesting to me because he's dropped his pace considerably. He's been bowling around about the 130 k/h mark, occasionally a little bit higher, but he normally operates 150. That's what I've seen him bowl when he's been playing for South Africa. He's concentrated on his control. The end result is, yes, you're right, he has been effective, Amir. He's done a job that's been asked of, and he's bowled at awkward times as well.
I must say that Gladiators have been a little bit unfortunate the way the game has panned out. Didn't start off well. Every start or every bowler, the first 3 bowlers, they started poorly. They conceded a lot of runs. Then Bhanuka Rajapaksa's injury. Danushka Gunatilaka being run out. So really things not going their way. But take nothing away from the way the Jaffna Stallions have played. This is it high with a lot of power. And he gets it over the line. Azam Khan continues to enjoy pace on the ball. And that's a 6. The 100's up.
The line was outside the off stump and the length was a bit short. Allowed Azam Khan to swing his arms and seized on the opportunity. Another 6.
That sound off the bat was terrific. Crisp. Probably the longest boundary too, 74 metres it went. A couple of fielders hovering down there. Wonder how Olivier's going to respond. Oh, he's whipped that away for 6 as well. That's beautifully played. That is terrific. Couple of 6s and 2 balls.
It's more like Azam Khan's response. Short delivery, swung away over mid-wicket, then the full one. Thank you very much. On a length. Over square leg she goes. 6 more.
Yeah, he got outside the line of that delivery. And that's why he was able to execute that stroke. That's good batting. Outthinking the bowler.
79 of 38. That's the equation.
This is now his 2nd highest score of the tournament.
Slower delivery. Didn't really get hold of it. Holds out to the man at mid-wicket. Olivier wins that battle. Took a lot of pace of the ball and Azam Khan fell for it. That, I'm afraid, is possibly the last nail in that goal coffin. He's got to walk back. He promised a lot. He rolled his fingers on it. And Azam Khan knew straight away.
Well, this is the aspect of the game Azam Khan has to improve. You know, at times you have to show respect to the bowler. You have already hit 2 sixes. A single would have sufficed. He was needed to stay at the crease till the last over to be able to bring hope for all gladiators to come close to the total set by Jaffna Stallions. He goes for 36. It's 1-1-0 for 7.
Last ball of the over. Punched away on the onside. Finishes the over with a boundary. 18 runs and a wicket. It's 114 for 7.
I like this talent. Sanahara Chige. He was well in control of that stroke. Pick up the length early. And he knew where that ball is going to go.
The My 11 Circle app. We hope you downloaded it. We hope you already started playing with the champions. This is it down to long on. Will this be taken? In fact, it is. Very easily taken on the boundary. And this is Wanidhu Hasaranga's turn to start getting amongst the wickets. That's his first.
It was a matter of time before we started to see that smile from Hasaranga. He's just one of those guys who loves picking up wickets. That was a wrong one. Muhammad Amir had just arrived. Simple catch taken in the end. And now the 8th wicket has gone down. So they are petering out here. The Galle Gladiators. 114 for 8 now. Saranga again, a little bit flatter that time, a little bit quicker. Well, the Stallions have got to be so pleased with the situation now. Here's another look at the wicket. Comfortable catch taken by De Silva.
Yeah, in the semi-finals against Colombo Kings, Mohammad Amir was given a flighted leg spinner which disappeared for a 6. But Hasaranga bowled a googly and removed Mohammad Amir.
There's the owners and the Stallions starting to look very animated. Azam Khan isn't. Let's look at Azam Khan's wicket. Comfortable catch taken. He was the one that really needed to be there at the very end if they had any chance.
Yeah, they've done a lot of things right. Preparation. All things were done. A franchise with a few plans for the future, and another thing to note is that the only franchise with local owners. or most local owners.
They're talking about gold gladiators. It was always going to be difficult for them. Yes, they won few games, very close ones. The confidence was high, but a different opposition.
Confirmation of the most wickets now for Hasaranga. 17 wickets, a good break of 4 wickets. We've done it Luxon. So that's another tidy over, just 3 runs from that. Also a wicket, 15 overs now bowled. 5 to go, but only a couple of wickets in hand, 117 for 8.
Won the toss, batted. That's a good score for the first time in the tournament. The Jaffna Stallions batting coming good. Everyone contributing and quickly as well. And it goes to the bowling. Wickets for all the bowlers.
Olafia now. Just past the keeper, and that's gone for 4. Nice and fine. Rajapaksa, of course, has had his troubles tonight. There he is on the sidelines, captain of the Galle Gladiators. This is where he got injured, where he saved that boundary and hit the ground very hard indeed, but clearly pulled something, strained something on his side. Then he came out to bat and he played a couple of really strong shots when he first arrived, but they hurt a lot. He hit the deck a couple of times. Then he decided when he got a little bit warmer, he could go airborne. He started to hit a couple of huge sixes, which was nice to see. And then, in the end, it was all over. Back live now, sweeper. Coming back for 2.
Played his best innings, actually, of the tournament, Bhanuka Rajapaksa being injured. So he knew he was restricted, opted to play his shots, and didn't he hit them well. Sahana Arachige, and a deep 2, Duan Olifier's extra pace working in his favour.
I just hope that injury's not too bad, because he looked in a really bad way and he could have aggravated it considerably. He's going to be okay over the next couple of days. Olifier again.
Just add to Bhanuka Rajapaksa, I felt when he assumed the captaincy of this Galle Gladiators team, that positively impacted his batting. Played really well. Unfortunate for him, didn't really go on to get big scores. Would have loved to have a big score in this final and lead his team over the line.
Started playing his shots, and that brilliant knock we're talking about came about when the Gladiators were way under pressure. 7 for 3.
High on the bat. Going to think about coming back for 2, but just settle for the 1. Runs are hard to come by now.
They're going to take on that man. That was Hasaranga in the deep. Geez, hasn't he been good? We always knew he was a talent, but he's now made a lot of people around the world take note of who he is and his capabilities.
Been a leg spinner as well. We know of the expectations of having to take wickets all the time, put the opposition batting under pressure. And he's done exactly that for the Jaffna Stallions. A significant part of their success in this tournament.
Picked up as a marquee player, not off the draft.
Straight to the man at mid-off. No run.
The only local player picked up as a marquee. And he's really showing his worth.
I think the other thing about him also is he's just an infectious cricketer as well. That's what I like about him. Hasaranga, it's one of those guys, he bounces around, he's got a big smile on his face. We know he can bat as well. But when you've got a leg spinner who's prepared to try and help the youngsters and get involved with other team and provide serious advice, it's worth gold.
worked very well when we saw the leg spin of Vijay Kant, Vyas Kant. It was a great partnership. Good end to the over from Olivier. 16 bowled, 124 for 8.
And also, we're going to signal here for a strategic timeout. Runga has got 1 over remaining, 1 for 14 his return at this stage. 10 dot balls he's bowled. Leading into this game, he bowled 97 dot balls, which shows his worth as well.
What a player. Man for the future, age on his side. It's all about attitude. A lot of players do have the skill, but it's the attitude that puts you in a different level. Competitiveness. In sport, you could even call it arrogance in a good way.
I think the other thing about a lot of these bowlers that have been in action tonight is the ball is obviously clearly wet. I've been watching quite a few of the Stallions. They've been getting the cloth out and drying it a lot, but that doesn't seem to worry them too much. That's just missed the off stump.
Well, they knew about the due factor, but the fact that runs on the board and a bowling attack like this should be able to back yourself. There's a lot of experience, and of course, unlike the league stages, there's less due because we're starting an hour earlier.
The Jaffna Stallion, as a team, has shown is the ability to be courageous, to back their strengths as a team. Yes, as a cricketer, you've got to take into consideration the conditions, but you always need to ask yourself the question, to what extent? And that is what Jaffna Stallions have done. They were aware of the due factor, but they back their skills more than it.
Through the legs, actually, the fingers of the bowler. On the bounce, I think. It was a catch. Ground staff have been absolutely sensational. He's the man that's been overseeing the pitches here. Godfrey has done a wonderful job. 10 pitches have been used, and there's never been one problem with any of the tracks at all.
Yeah, we haven't had any that turn square or misbehave. Yes, we've had dry conditions, slow conditions, but still been great for cricket. Just a single off one Hindu Hasaranga spell. Wonderful Lanka Premier League for him. 4 overs, 1 for 18. 128 for 8.
I hope all our viewers in India who have downloaded the My 11 Circle app have had a great time throughout this tournament, having fun with their selection of their teams. 7 players only per team can be selected in their 11. I bet you, they might be all playing the My 11 Circle app, the game, selecting, maybe changing some teams, I don't know. But I hope you guys have really enjoyed it. It's around the wicket, optimistic.
Yeah, Shoaib Malik. The pace taken off. Malik's had a great game. Batted really well. A partnership with Dhananjay De Silva. Got himself to 46 before he got out. A couple of catches and the big wicket of Bhanuka Rajapaksa. At the right time for the Jaffna Stallions. No ball. Racing him just a little too early. That's a mistake you cannot make as a spinner.
Indeed, it's gifting runs to the opposition. Jaffna Stallions not too worried about the situation and the equation of the match. He's such a professional, Shoaib Malik. He'll be disappointed with that last effort.
Of course, it's a free hit. Now that was the bat went further than the ball. There's no doubt about it. The bat went about 5 yards further than the ball.
Sweaty gloves signals for a change of gloves straight away, but fired in by Shoaib Malik. Jeez, it's going. They haven't had a perfect game throughout the tournament. There were doubts when games were lost.
Now there's a man down there. Is he hovering underneath it? Yes, he is. Hasaranga is the catcher. So Shoaib Malik has picked up another wicket. Good catch by Hasaranga down there. Knew exactly where that advertising triangle was.
It's another aspect to his game. That ball, he knows to catch him too. Placed himself very nicely, judged it to perfection. The 9th goes. Shoaib Malik having a great day. Sana Rachige, another batsman, another player who's made everyone take note that he can play. Look out for him. He's gone for 17. Ball Gladiators 130 for 9.
Let's it up, boys.
Nine down now. Tashara. This is the non-striker's end. flighted delivery from Shoaib Malik, as was the previous ball, which picked up the wicket.
A little quicker. Arachigi getting underneath it. Yep, various players been popping up right throughout the tournament. Bowling's been good for the Jaffna Stallions. Runs for Lakshan. It's running away Olafia. He'll catch up with it. But this is the first real team performance where everyone's cashed in. Batting and the bowling. No better side, Darren Ganga, than a team of stallions galloping around with their tails waving. This Jaffna Stallions team playing like that today.
It's a good sight, but if they're running at you, not a good experience coming your way.
They're not running at me, that's for sure.
Must be a nice feeling out there for the guys in blue. 1 wicket away from winning this first Lanka Premier League. Too many runs to get. There's a big smile from the captain. 18 overs gone, 133 for 9 now.
He's led the team well, Thisara Pereira. Johnson Charles also coming to form at the right time. That extra little oomph at the top of the order which was lacking for the Jaffna Stallions. A lot of young players. Opportunities for them and experience. They'll only be better for that experience. It's been a good campaign. They've ticked a lot of boxes.
De Silva.
The other De Silva, the older De Silva, Vanindu's brother, Chaturanga. It's been a very successful campaign for the Jaffna Stallions in every way, on and off the field, and also for the Lanka Premier League.
Jaffna Stallions showing character. They started off their campaign with 4 wins in a go and then fell apart. Lost 3 more, there was a no result. Then picked back steam in the semi-final.
Players rested, niggles. Come the semi-final, come the final. They had their strongest players, or all players available for selection. Tight schedule. I guess that was needed to be done, but the other teams could not handle that.
Yeah, they did well getting their strong teams back. They certainly just perhaps upset their rhythm a little bit in the middle. But got it back in the end, and here they are, 1 wicket away from winning this first Lanka Premier League. Wherever you are around the cricketing globe, I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed watching this event, Season 1.
Not too far away, Season 2. It can only get bigger and better. A lot of excitement. Sri Lanka hadn't had any cricket to celebrate for a long time. But this has come together beautifully, that's got to be said.
Let's hope Season 2 that we can also have some packed crowds as well. That'll be nice.
And Darren Ganga will be back because during that time of the year, July, August, there'll be nothing to do in the Caribbean.
Ross Lionel controlling my schedule.
Solid drive, sweep on the offside. So just the 1 run off that over. 134 for 9.
Started out to be an exciting final with the Gladiators finding some mojo, playing some wonderful cricket to get here. The Stallions, but the Stallions far too good. Come out there and showing off their skills. Shoaib Malik to finish off.
This is the last over of the tournament. There's the champions, Rashid Khan, Saurav Ganguly and Shane Watson. They're the guys you can play with. And if you download that app, he can't stop smiling today. Tisara Pereira, look at him. Huge grin on his face.
The Sri Lanka team to leave to South Africa soon. Mickey Arthur will be happy. But none of these players are injured. They'll be coming to him fit and strong. Dotting it up. He doesn't want to get out. Lakshan Sandakan again found his rhythm and how he should bowl in the middle overs. The pace that he picked up. So a lot of positives in terms of young players finding their game. Senior players finding their mojo once again.
Spectators in the north of Sri Lanka will be switched on. Will have smiles on their faces.
And also around the world. The troublesome sisters in South London as well. Doing cartwheels, I hope.
Just before the final, I also felt the pulse of the Galle Gladiators supporters. A lot of persons were queued on supporting the Galle Gladiators, and they can hold their heads high because this team came from nothing to get themselves into the final.
Sandakan looks like he wants to play out a maiden over. Last ball coming up. Foregone conclusion. The result of this, you'd have to say from that first Mohammad Army rover, just looked like the Stallions were well ahead.
And there it is. It is all over. The Stallions have won the first Lanka Premier League. It has been a wonderful performance from these guys in blue. They were the strongest side at the start, there's no doubt about it. They were the best planned side at the start of the tournament. The way they've gone throughout the tournament has been absolutely sensational, and they can be so pleased with the way that they've won this tournament. The very first tournament in Sri Lanka goes to the Stallions. Congratulations to them. The celebrations are starting in the middle, and this means a lot to this team.
It sure does. It sure does. They tried hard though. They had their problems, the Galle Gladiators, but just far too short because the Stallions, they found their mojo. Come together as a team, complemented each other, and it's been a wonderful performance. Nicely led by Tisara Pereira, who understood the type of game his players were capable of and what was required. Great campaign. Ending with success for the Jaffna Stallions.
Fireworks to celebrate the win. Jaffna Stallions, champions of the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020. I also think the fireworks must also be for all teams, the organisers, the government of Sri Lanka, and everyone who has made this tournament possible.
For Sri Lanka cricket a winner in a big way. It's been a long time since we had something here, but it's come up with a lot of positives. Local players showing their worth, showing their skills, and making people take note.
I think a couple of things about this Lanka Premier League. There's a big thumbs up from the captain, is that one, it's given a real platform for some of the younger players to shine in particular, and we've seen them. We've seen them already. We've seen the Hasarangas. We've seen these sort of guys really start. There he is. What a champion he is. He is going to be something really special. The other thing right now is there's people sitting at home in Sri Lanka watching this event, watching these broadcasts, and saying to themselves, I want to be there one day. They're aspiring to be there. And that is such an important thing. I think all professional cricketers around the world remember a time where they saw something, whether it was live on TV or live at a ground, that made them think, right, I want to be a professional cricketer. I want to do something with my game as a cricketer and really improve. And this will give youngsters something to aspire to and to join, franchise to join, academies to join as well. And it's going to make a huge difference to cricket in Sri Lanka.
The internationals who came to the team contributed immensely in holding the younger players together, giving their best out in the middle. Usman Khan Shinwari was awesome to see, galloping in all the time whenever the ball was thrown to him. Shoaib Malik, Johnson Charles, Duan Olivier, with his difference. Was wonderful to watch. Tom Moores, a young talent, will see more of him in the future. Great combination coming together and entertaining. Very dominant in this final. You'll have to say that the Galle Gladiators totally outplayed Roshan Abe Singers downstairs.
Well, Johnson, it's great to have you with us. You must be really pleased with this win.